Hey y'all, how's it going? Good to
Man,
see
that's a
y'all
start
out
question.
there. Shout out to Dark and Flying Rich. We got Appalachian Gunrunner out there, and Man Against the Masses. How y'all doing this evening? And how you doing, my brother Joe?
What is up, everybody? I want to say the whole "What's Crack Lack" thing, but this is a new podcast, absolutely new podcast. So we got to come up with an opening line. Um, definitely opening line.
Kioski out there too.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Wow, 9 o'clock actually kind of works for us. So, guys, this is going to be the inaugural podcast for the Gunsmith Show with me and Swamp Dog Armory. I am in the process of getting it all set, but we were gonna do this on Utreon tonight. But considering most of our followings are on YouTube, where this is the inaugural podcast, we're not gonna be touching any pew pews tonight. So let's see. We're trying to see where this is gonna go.
And also, I figured some of y'all uh, regulars might be out there to give some. See if y'all might have any questions or requests and stuff for us to cover when we do get to the hands-on parts of the show or episodes of the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, for my brother Jimmy D out there, I promise you I'd be drinking out of the glass you gave me. So I hope you saw that if you're out there watching. So Cody, let's get into this. Let's talk about why first of all, who we both are for those who don't know who we are, considering we're broadcasting simultaneously on both channels. Um,
Yeah, and that seems to be working out pretty smoothly so far too.
yeah. We're not doing it on Facebook. Guys, for those who are watching on the Shooting Gallery New England side, we will no longer be broadcasting live to Facebook because last night we had my good friends Sarah Joy Olbrecht and Genevieve Jones from Hold My Guns on, and because Hold My Guns has the word gun in it and it's a legitimate 5013C nonprofit, uh, Facebook for some reason doesn't like them. So I flipped out on Instagram. Somehow, simultaneously, my account got hacked, and then I had to deal with that. But no, I'm done with Facebook. I'm not broadcasting the Shooting the Woods podcast to Facebook. Um, but as we're getting to that, for those who are watching, yes, I am Joe from Shooting Gallery New England. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Fine, I'm back on Instagram. Counts all set. We're on all social media. And Cody, why don't you tell people who you are?
Yeah, I'm Swamp Dog, Cody, also known as Swamp Dog. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook as well. I primarily do a lot of 3D videos and focusing on VR videos now, something that no one else is really doing in the gun space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a graduate of SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute's Associate of Science and Firearm Technology Gunsmithing degree, which
Same as me. We actually went to college together. Which we found out when we did the math. We were like, we went to college together.
Yep. It was funny timing wise. Worked out to where the tail end when you was finishing is when I was starting, so we actually did have a little bit of overlap there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's okay. So now we tell these people who we are. Granted, if we're simulcasting on both channels, most people know who we are. The reason why we're doing this, guys, is because we are going to be uploading this directly to Utreon, and from the coming weeks forward, we're going to be broadcasting this podcast live on Utreon. Because one, YouTube doesn't let us touch guns, and we like to touch the pew pews and the bang bangs. And talking about gunsmithing, it's pretty difficult to talk about gunsmithing without actually holding firearms, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, but to actually be able to show what it is that you're talking about, it comes in handy to be able to have it in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that Utreon's going to be a big benefit for.
Yep.
And let's like this episode is going to be a little bit different than how it's normally done in that it's reversed. The live first recording is done here on YouTube, and then we'll upload it to Utreon. But the regular episodes is going to be the other way around, where it'll be done live on Utreon, and then the recorded version will be done on YouTube.
Yep. So every other week we're gonna be doing the so we're gonna be a week behind essentially if you don't catch the live on Utreon. So if you're catching this podcast on YouTube, we're both gonna be uploading this podcast to mine and Cody's channel. So we're gonna run about an hour, but the live one is gonna be the week before because depending on how long it takes, or the next night, you're always gonna be a podcast behind. If that makes sense. But I do see some of my channel members out there. We got, hey, it's Luigi. It says, oh, we know who you are. Channel member, thank you. Kiaski, we're gonna
There you
get to
go.
that question in a second. All right, bud. But yeah, guys, we decided, we had a show on Cody's channel, Swamp Dog Armory, on his show Swamp Talk, and we were talking about the importance of gunsmithing. It was me. I think it was me, you. I think the Hoff was on. We had Chris from Mad Customs Arm on. We had a few people on, actually. I forget who else we had there.
I'm fixing to pull up the link to that episode right now while you're talking about it.
So we got Angry Sarge out there in the chat. What's up, brother? Appreciate you coming through. Excuse me. So we decided, okay, listen, we started talking. Me and Cody talk about, once or twice a week because we're biffles. So, best friends that anybody could ever have. So we decided, since we're both graduates, I'm a practicing gunsmith at Cape Gun Works. For those who don't know, yes, I do work at Cape Gun Works. I am the head gunsmith in charge, department head. Or part-time head gunsmith, whatever, for those out there of my boys at the shop that are watching this tonight. But so I've been smithing for about a year and a half, and I'm quite honest, I'm not really I wouldn't consider myself a gunsmith. I consider myself a parts swapper, glorified parts swapper. At the moment, I do understand how to actually gunsmith and do stuff. I just haven't had the experience to fully give me that title. Well,
that's similar to a mechanic getting started out and then actually doing it for a business and realizing, okay, I'm going to be doing a lot of brake jobs more than I'm going to be doing race motors.
Yep, we got channel member out there, Ron Wayne. Guys, channel membership is live. If you want to check me out on Shooting Gallery New England, I'm gonna keep Kiaski's comment up here for a second. So, since I've been smithing for a while, Cody, ironically, doesn't gunsmith, but he went to gunsmithing school. His family has been building guns longer than we've been alive.
I still consider myself a hobbyist as far as the gunsmithing goes, but that's part of what I bring to the table is your everyday folks or someone that's a little bit handy on other types of stuff or craft things or whatever,
Yep.
That can transfer very easily to guns because when you think about it as it's just an item, it don't matter if you're working on a gun, you're working on a Swiss watch, you're working on a carburetor.
Yep, it doesn't matter.
Just if once you understand the actual workings of it, then it's just a matter of physically working on it.
Yep. So I still think that's the communicator from Power Rangers, but I know it's not. It's Alpha. So
well, there's one beat missing for it to be the Power Rangers.
Yes, that's true. So as we were talking, obviously me and Cody are both competitive shooters for Team Tusk. So we've been actually kind of collaborating a lot here and there. And we decided, hey, why don't we do something that's never been done before? And to my knowledge and research, this has never been done before.
Yeah, leave it to me to take the hard way. That's like with the 3D stuff, doing something no one else is doing.
Yeah. And, my dashing face that just brings it all together.
Well, also, I figured it's a nice dynamic to have the Yankee and the Southern dude, some of the accents from both sides start popping out. And
I was going to say, listen, I am drinking tonight. So, that accent might be coming on a little bit longer depending on how long, how long I get through this show. I'm only drinking beer right now because I didn't feel like getting the whiskey out of my car. And when I mean whiskey in my car, it's in the back of my car. I haven't even touched it. I just am too lazy to bring the goddamn thing in.
You're just chilling it without worrying about putting it in the fridge.
Yeah, it's cold up there. It's gonna chill it out. I don't even need to do anything. That's the good thing about New England. I have been accused of being a high functioning alcoholic, but I am not. At least I can say I'm high functioning.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned the competitive shooting because that's one thing that I'm actually going to start next week's episode on Utreon. I'm going to start showing the build for one of my builds for the upcoming Makers Match competition on the 19th.
Yep, I am so bummed I can't go. When you drop $2,400 on a computer, I can't really swing another vacation because my wife would kill me.
Also, if
I do
you're
want to
planning
address
a
this
trip,
again. I do want to address this, Kieski. It is not car whiskey. I do not drink in the car. It's just the bottle was in the car. I didn't feel like grabbing it. I can't stress that enough. Losing all your as. Yeah, okay. I guess I don't really have that bad of an accent, but anyway. So we decided to call this Gunsmith Show. We are going to be talking exclusively gunsmithing, the importance of gunsmithing. We're going to be covering a wide variety of topics. We're going to have other gunsmiths on the show, not all the time, but whenever we're able to get somebody on. So Kioski says has a great question I've been wanting to answer. He says, is SDA on site or remote? And if remote, how the hell does that work? So for Sonoran Desert Institute, it is online. They send you all the course materials. They send you all the projects you do, and you have to video or use photography to record your projects. And you have to actually show your work. You actually have to show, and there's assignments you have to do every week. You go, and it's legit accredited college, so you have to do your English, math, all that stuff, your prerequisites, and then you get into your core stuff. If that answered the question at all. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to pull up that.
Yeah, so this is a website, and this is not sponsored by SDI at all. We're making this abundantly clear. We are just graduates of SDI. If it makes you feel any better, I can't get SDI to pick up the phone to get on my everyday podcast. But no, we are graduates from there. I would recommend, but if you don't want to do your core stuff, there's other schools out there. I hated English, math, science. It was just when I went to college, I didn't want to have to retake high school because I went to high school, and there was Modern Gun School with my buddy Zeke Stout. If you haven't checked out Master of Arms, wish that show never got off the air. That Sasquatch stud there. But there's a couple different schools you can go, and Modern Gun School is the same thing. Not the same thing. A little bit different curriculum, same basic premise, and you just don't have to do your English and your core classes because no one wants to do that shit.
Yeah, it's more actual gun content specific, where SDI gives you more of a traditional college type thing for your degree, giving you, like you said, you have to do your basics, all your core educational stuff. This is just a lot of the physical gun specific stuff, how to make your own hand tool, how to do certain things, whether it's bluing, checkering, etc. But that's also why it doesn't have an actual degree. But the same thing, there's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that just getting the degree, even in the gunsmith and stuff, it ain't gonna get your foot in the door in an actual business that might be trying to hire something. Because it's more of machining, and it's certain aspects of what is enveloped by the term gunsmithing that the businesses are specifically looking for.
Yeah, I do want to make that clear. If you graduate from SDI or Modern Gun School or Pennsylvania Gun School, I think there's a Colorado State Gun School as well. That both those two are on site. That degree does not mean you are a gunsmith. It does not. That degree is a $10,000 piece of paper that says you can be taught and you understand a basic understanding of what you're applying for.
Yep.
That is what a college degree is. Doesn't matter if you're gunsmithing, you're going to be a lawyer, or you're a lawyer. That's actually a bad analogy. You should kind of be okay. You pass the bar. But if you're going to get
well,
like a
really,
liberal
it's like any type of thing.
Yep.
I use the analogy of computer repair a lot.
Yep.
And the IT field, just because you get a degree, even in that, say, computer repair, for example, you get your basic associate's degree knowing how to do the circuitry and how to do this and that. You always got to continually follow up with new stuff and keep current on what's going on in that field to be doing it for a business. It's different to just be doing it for yourself, but for taking the point of using a degree to be trying to get your foot into whatever the industry might be that you're actually trying to make a career out of. You always got to follow up beyond what that first degree or paper is for.
Yep. I do want to get this question in by Mike McClune. Thank you for joining us tonight, brother. He says, "What if you already have an associate's degree? Do they accept transfer credits?" Yes, I took some classes before, like years before, and they accepted those credits. So I actually got out of taking math, and I want to say there's another class I got out of taking, but yeah, they do accept transfer credits. So if you have an associate's degree, you could probably knock out all your core classes and just go straight into gunsmithing and get those credits. Let's see. Let's try to keep up with the chat here. I like Gord's comment. Tell SDI that Heckcock 45 is calling. I love it. I tried going back to school after 8 years of high school, and they wanted me to retake high school algebra. Nope. Yeah, that's what I was all set with. Will SDI give credit for a BS and associate's degree from another college? I already have both from NEU and Wentworth. Holy shit. Again, probably to knock out like your prereqs, but when it comes to your core classes, like your gunsmithing classes, you'll be able to take those. But I'm guessing they could accept those credits so you can get out of like your psychology, sociology, and all that stuff. Let's see. Bullets for bucks out there. What's going on? My buddy Steve. Hope he's doing good. He says school is a business used to make money and produce good lemmings.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I'm seeing a lot of comments and people actually asking and interested in the gunsmithing schools, and especially the online ones and stuff. That's something we can probably cover a little more in depth on a future episode when we can get some more of them answers. Maybe get someone to come on and answer some of them questions for folks.
Yeah, because our good friend Richard Hoffman is a graduate from Pennsylvania Gunsmith School.
Yep. And that's one thing that I already really respect him for all the stuff that he does, and that he knows more than either of us probably will ever forget, or he's forgotten more than either of us, know combined. And he graduated gunsmith school right when I was being born, so he's literally been doing it as long as I've been alive.
Yep.
Rod definitely. Out there, shout out to Aegis, the best gun lube out there.
Hashtag
I have a Dremel, therefore I am a gunsmith.
I love it. Again, hashtag Joju saves yourself 15% off your entire order. Please go over to Aegis Gun Care. Since we're on, oh damn, I don't have my banner. Shit. Oh, this is on yours. Hold on. Okay. Oh damn, I don't have my banners. Mother fudger. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Well, anyway, hashtag Joe Juice, get yourself 15% off your entire order. It's a great product. I can't help but just pimp them because they literally are the best. I originally went to P Tech for electronics. I'm bad at school, dude. I'm telling you right now, I sucked at school. I actually gave a shit when also Christian Grass is out there. What's up, buddy? And we got VK. Wow, we got all the good people out there. Again, guys, this is the pilot episode of the Gunsmith Show. So please make sure that as of next week, you check on Utreon.com and make sure you subscribe to both our channels on Utreon so we can pay the bills. And that's where this podcast will be live. And next week, we'll actually start showing guns and all that good stuff. We'll have like designated shows. You ever watch the Real Gunsmith channel? He's in Wyoming, not far from me. No, I never even heard of that. I'll have to check him out. Okay.
I think I've heard of that, but I ain't seen none of the stuff like on a regular basis.
Honestly, the two best gunsmithing channels out there is BW Firearms and Anvil Gunsmithing. I don't care what you say. Those are the two best gunsmithing, like dedicated gunsmithing channels out there.
Definitely. And same thing. That was one thing that I really appreciated getting into the GunTuber video stuff is actually meeting Mark Novak from Anvil Gunsmithing.
Yep.
And it's another thing. He's exactly how you would think he would be.
Yep. And honestly, he is one of the most helpful people in the world. He always told me, within 10 minutes of talking to him, we spent a good about an hour off and on talking. And he's like, if you ever have a question, you give me a call. No questions asked. Just give me a call and I will come help you out. Let's see. So what do you guys want to hear? Like, what is like a couple topics you guys want us to cover? Who do you want us to bring on the show?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was facing to say. If y'all have any suggestions or things that you request, feel free to throw them out in the comments and the chat, and we'll definitely be paying attention to that and taking it into advice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you used to watch any of them like weekend car shows on TV, like trucks and horsepower TV and stuff like that?
No, I was too busy fishing.
Fair enough, but
quite honest, that was not a. I'm not a gearhead. I'm not really into cars. The only car show I used to watch is Pimp My Ride on MTV before it started sucking.
Yeah, that's for people that have watched stuff or that are gearheads. Saying that Pimp My Ride is an actual car show is kind of hurtful.
Yeah, and like that shows you how much car stuff I'm into. Like I don't care. I'm not a car guy. I'd rather be fishing or at the range.
There you go. But yeah, that's what I was getting at for talking about those. Is that's kind of the direction that I plan on trying to take the show for the hands-on stuff, and that's what them shows is hands-on, working on vehicles and primarily showcasing certain parts, or like for example for a truck, they'd show a certain brand of suspension or lift kit and talk about what that's for. But translate into the guns, say talking about a certain type of grip. Like, for example, one of the episodes that's going to be coming up when we have some guests on is going to be going over grips and grip texture, why it's important. Like, especially for defensive use or something like that, you never know. You might not have, things ain't always like it's going to be on the range. You might be extra sweaty. You might be injured. Your hand might be bloody. Having a way to actually have a firm grip, physical grip to the gun, whether it's checkering, stippling, grip tape, what have you, that's one specific area that would be covering. And then talking about people that's actually doing that, or like, for example, say the grip tape, for example, that's a certain type of product, and we could, give a couple examples and then let y'all, the viewers, go ahead and do y'all's own research on comparing, but give you some of the basics so that you know what it is to be comparing.
Yep, definitely. Christian Gress out there says, any guess we can get a discussion on older Marlin 1894 issues? Yep, we could definitely cover a whole podcast on Marlin 1894s. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to keep up with the comments too. Hold on. All right. There's that. And then Jeff Cron with a question. What is each of your go-to brands like Smith & Wesson, SIG, etc.?
Well, I can't really say that. I can say go-to designs because that's part of what got me into gunsmithing in the first place is nothing being factory. Everything I do is always modified or custom, and especially having the surge of 80% and do-it-yourself options, you can literally build something that has no OEM parts whatsoever.
Yep.
And hand fit the way that you want it to be done.
Yep. So for me, I cut it into two categories. One is like everyday guns that I would buy with no question because I trust the brand. And then those are obviously, my top three is probably Ruger being the number one. I'd always trust a Ruger with my life. Then I'd probably go Keltec, and then after that, I'd go FN, just because of their quality. I like HKs. I don't like HK pricing. Then when it comes,
I don't think anybody really likes HK pricing. But...
No, they don't. And I really enjoy the VP9. I got a lot of videos coming out on the VP9 on my channel coming out soon. Actually, in the process, while we're live on the podcast, my editing software is open because I am getting the review for the Sig Sauer P365 and 380. That review is going to be coming out tomorrow. But then when it comes to like brands that like innovation, and you can clearly tell like they designed a gun from the ground up, or the quality is shown in their craftsmanship, I'd probably have to go like Cabot guns. Like you can't beat a Cabot quality. There's no gun on the market. I don't care if you say Jesse James firearms. No, you're wrong. You don't need to be in this show. You don't need to be in the live shot. Then
that's one thing I was going to say. That's one of the things. There's a handful that might be considered on the same caliber of that quality.
Yeah.
But either way it goes, you gotta be into them handful of people that's doing all of that from scratch. The real deal, hand fit, handmade, making your own materials, whether it's forging or especially the woodwork and stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of woodwork being done in modern guns no more neither. And that's something that's dying out.
Yep. And then the other two brands I would have to say is QLLC, the
yes,
Honey
for
Badger.
Sure.
That is just hands down quality. And honestly, if you really look at back in the olden days, you look at those Griffin and Howe rifles, those were specimens. Okay. I've never handled a Griffin and Howe. I appreciate the brand though. I appreciate that. You show up to a deer camp with a Griffin and Howe. You show up to a big game hunt with a Griffin and Howe rifle. Oh man, we got Bob out there in the chat. What's going on, dude? I met him over at Oaks, Pennsylvania Gun Show.
That's what I was going to say. That could be a whole topic for an entire show on its own. Just going about brands of quality. When you throw the price budget level out the window and just be talking about specific quality, you can go on and on and on.
Yeah, Mike McGloon out there saying Cabot Firearms is an hour from me in Cabot, Pennsylvania. Nice stuff, but oh boy, pricey. Yep. Well, they do have a kind of economy style. I forget what it's called. I forget they're like almost like a house brand, but I don't know I forget what they're called.
And that's also one thing, too, that I want to point out, which this is just my personal opinion. Disagree with me if you feel like it. But there's a level of craftsmanship and work that goes into something, especially like that. For example, say a Cabot gun. One thing that they're famous for was the pair of Meteorite Damascus 1911s that they made. Something like that is literally one of a kind, only one set in the world that's going to be like that. And even them, they're not exactly the same because physically making the material out of it is not going to turn out the same 2-to-1. It's not like just taking a billet block of aluminum and milling it out or something like that. And same thing, people that are like talking about prices and stuff, when you get to that level of skill and craftsmanship and time, it's going to be a certain degree of pricing, let alone the pricing of the high-end materials and stuff like that. So when you get to that level of like top tier type stuff, you're only going to have a handful of people that's actually in the market for something like that. And those is going to be the kind of people that appreciate it for those same reasons, whether it be another craftsman that appreciates the, there's a bunch of machinists that'll go out there and buy tops that are made by other machinists, titanium and stuff like that, because of appreciating like the machining work that goes into it. And at that point, it becomes a certain type of art that you're paying for. But either way it goes, you got to be able to make something for your time and work doing something like that you're not going to just be able to put on the shelf and just like someone come in and buy it tomorrow. It's something that you got to have someone that's already looking for that specific build, or you might be waiting for a while. It's not something that you're going to sell, 20 of them in a day.
Yeah, exactly. We got a question out there. Kiaski, is Wilson Combat too mainstream not to be now to be a quality player? No, they make great stuff. Great stuff. They are mainstream, but their quality is top notch. Then hey, it's Luigi out there says, if you do a show about PPKs, BWE worked for interims, possible guest. Oh, listen, BWE is going to be a frequent flyer on this show.
Yep.
But I
actually was on the phone with him for about an hour today.
Oh, look at that! You talk on the phone with him. He doesn't call me. See how that is. Wow, Hoff.
Yeah, that's actually how I found out. Woke up this morning, I had a voicemail that says BWE Firearms and Parts. I said, well, I guess I better call him back.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you just left him on red? Like, did you see that video that he did where it was just like whipping around a cane? Like, dude.
Yeah.
It's
definitely one person you don't want to get on the wrong side of.
Yeah, no, BWE is my homie. All right. Mike McClune out there. Again, you guys, all you awesome people in the chat, thank you so much. Again, I feel bad that we're not going to be doing this podcast live on YouTube, so I hope you all definitely check out Utreon. That is going to be our alternative platform. We're trying to get a lot of gun tubers over there, as obviously Hank Strange is over there. There's a lot of, we're all over there. We don't live cast there a lot, but hey.
Well, that's the other thing too. They're actually putting in the work to update and upgrade the different backside of things for the gun tubers to come over there. Like people that's having, like for example, the different things set up with live streams, or like for me with the 3D videos, they're actually going and doing the coding work to implement the different updates for folks. Like for the subscriber tier levels and stuff, where people mentioned that it would be nice to be able to customize them, like for the different YouTubers that have Patreons set up and have custom labels and breakdowns for each tier, and be able to set your price levels for that instead of just the basic 5, 10. I forget what the default setting is on Utron, but that people mentioned that, and they're actually working on implementing that, not like other places that might not even listen if you try to reach out.
Exactly. Mike McClune out there again. He says Nighthawk Custom makes some great products too. Yes, my shop is a Nighthawk dealer, and I've got a chance to shoot a couple great Nighthawk custom guns. Again, not paying the price for them.
That's what I was going to say. When it comes to like current industry stuff and what companies is actually still good versus traditional stuff, I'll have to refer that to you, where you're actually running the gunsmith department in a shop right now. You're a little bit more current on the actual today's stuff.
Yep. And I will say we are going to have multiple episodes on how a company's warranty department makes their brand in terms of gunsmithing, because one of my big jobs as a gunsmith at my shop is handling warranty claims with certain companies. Gun breaks and it goes out for warranty, warranty recalls, all that stuff. I have to send that out, and I'm the one that's on the phone calling these companies when their customer service. And I will say, I will drop some names, and I don't care. Okay. I would rather you guys get the information. If you are having trouble getting in touch with the company, I'm going to put them on blast. No shame, no FUCKs given. I've been trying to actually like watch my tone and watch my language a bit, because now that my shop is like actually like not involved in my channel, but kind of helps us, helps me with guns, and I film there. I don't want to be dropping F-bombs left and right. So, if you guys are out there listening, I hope you know I'm doing this for you.
Sorry, I was replying to some of the comments while you was telling your story.
No, it's just me saying I'm watching my language. I'm not going to stop smoking cigars because, like,
and that is one thing too. We're not going to stop doing the show on YouTube. Period. We'll still do some live streams occasionally over here for y'all that don't necessarily have Utreon, and because it's going to be a long time for someone to match the reach of YouTube anyways. But the primary focus, especially being that we're actually wanting to show y'all working on stuff so that y'all can get, like, say you want to work on something of your own, actually see it being done live and be able to ask questions and stuff. That can't be done here on YouTube. It's got to be done somewhere else that allows touching a gun on a live stream.
Yep, of course. So Bob out there, how's Taurus customer service? My friend loves his revolver and his G3C. Top notch, amazing customer service. I'll admit, I broke something on a Taurus G3C trying to put a new trigger in. It came back from Taurus because the customer tried doing it and he lost a part, and I put it back together and I broke something. I called them up today. They're like, "Yeah, it's $50 bench fee." I'm like, gladly pay that. I will gladly pay that. No problem at all. They are the best. They send shipping labels. They don't jerk you around. They are amazing. And as far as I'm concerned, I've only called customer service twice.
Well, you can't beat that. Going off of some of the places that I've had to deal with the customer service, and it might take you 2 months to get a hold of somebody.
Listen, we're only one beer in tonight, Cody. You do not. Let's wait an episode for that bomb to explode, and let me pull back the fourth wall a little bit. Yeah, I all I'm gonna say is I got some gripes with some companies that they think they're all that, and they think just because they charge a certain amount for their effing product that their customer service and parts availability is shit. And I'll calm down because I'm kind of in the middle of dealing with it right now. And
yeah, well, I wasn't meaning to trigger you. But while we're talking about triggers,
you're tap dancing on my last damn nerve when it comes to that bullshit.
Well, someone had mentioned a comment, and I lost it now. Oh, here, come on, there it goes. Bob, he said that's something he'd like to learn, is trigger systems and Taurus revolvers.
So we can cover that. Good thing is a Taurus revolver, 100% copy of a Smith & Wesson. So if we do Smith & Wesson revolvers, that pretty much will account for Taurus, because Taurus
it's funny that
straight up copied Smith & Wesson.
Because that's one thing that I was going to bring up onto the show is a full breakdown and overview of my Smith & Wesson 586 and 357 that I have a set of hand-carved two-tone grips that I'm going to be changing out on it.
Oh,
and therefore
nice.
we'll be able to show the the linkage and all of that stuff on the inside on how it all, connects and works and all of that kind of stuff. Where if you mention Taurus being pretty much a copy of that, there be your answer right there. Not being on Utreon right now, I can't just grab it. It's sitting right over there behind the camera, but
I actually have nothing in my immediate vicinity that would get us in trouble. Like, can I show these?
Yeah.
Look at those.
Wind chimes.
Yeah, they're wind chimes, yeah. I actually have some tools on my desk. Covered in cigar ash because I not only when I work on my guns, I'll have enjoy a nice cigar. And look, now if we're showing stuff off, look at that. 3rd place gunmakers match, regional gunmakers match, Team Tusk.
Yeah, congrats on that again, by the way. The
Thanks,
second sponsored shooter that I found that actually placed in your first competition.
I know. We're just that our team's gonna take over the world. Step aside, Smith & Wesson or Glock.
It's like, well, we better step up our game quite a bit then. You're putting out shots like that. It's like, well, I guess we better do like the Russian soccer team and be out there practicing every day.
Dude, shut the F up. Dude, no, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob McNeely out there, co-founder of Tusk Firearms Crypto. Great person. I don't know if he's watching, but shout out Rob.
I think he's actually doing a show himself. I don't know what he's doing, but I know I watched some of his socials, seeing he was sharing a video or live stream podcast, something.
Yeah.
But that's another dude. He's like always doing something, literally putting feet to the ground to go with what he's saying, not just saying something.
Yep. You know what I found out today? Military Arms Channel put out a short on the SIG 365 and 380. Got 11,000 views. Okay. 11,000 views. Why can't I get those numbers? I'm still trying to. That's why I'm like, I'm going to be burning the midnight oil getting this thing uploaded because I want to be the first with the review next to Gun Talk Media.
Yep. That's actually one thing. There's one thing that I'm get if I can get it in the mail before someone else does a video that no one has a video up on, which is actually surprising because it's been out for over a year now.
What is it?
Well, obviously, if I tell you what it is, then any one of y'all will go out and do a video on it first. So you just have to
text me.
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
Oh, God forbid. The curiosity killed the cat, apparently. God damn. Listen, I know I'm from the north, but you need to take your southern anger and just kind of bottle that up there, kid.
Well, you know what they say, how do you keep a turkey in suspense?
I don't know.
I'll tell you later.
Wow. But let's see.
Oh, I forgot. I can actually just tell you right here.
Ron Wayne, what's up? He's like, just hit the like button 11,000 times for you, bro. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, show me the private chat, because anyway. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much what our plan is. This was just like the inaugural podcast, and we were trying to get this kind of going in a timely manner. I hope you guys have been enjoying the conversation. I hope you're excited for the podcast. I'm excited. I like this. I like this setup. Choke it. There you go. Coming from the turkey hunter out here.
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking the.
Yeah, and I'm reading the chat.
That's why. But yeah, man, shout out to all y'all out there in the chat, keeping it rolling. That's a good problem to have, is to try to catch up with the chats instead of having just one or two people out there not saying much.
Yeah, I think we did a smart move by simulcasting to both our channels.
Yeah, well, both of us are still kind of little channels to start with. So I figured combining our audiences instead of trying to start something from scratch will help a little bit, especially like it being something that's like we both covered already. There's not really any gunsmith specific podcasts out there for people to even know to look for.
Yep.
So
Yep, definitely. And honestly, guys, if you are not subscribed to Swamp Dog Armory, please go over there and check him out. You're almost at what, 300 subs?
I'm just under a little over 250.
Oh, okay.
Under 300. Yeah, it's still a little whiles away before I have community tabs and all of that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta get to 1,000 subs, I think, before you get community tabs. I've been trying to post in the community tabs, and again, guys, if you are not a channel member, please consider becoming a channel member. You get early access content, direct access to me, and also check out the Discord as well. I don't have the link to the Discord. Hold on, actually, I will put a link. Hold on. Now, how do I share? Damn, I'm trying to share. You see, this is what happens when I'm not like, Yeah, I don't know how to. All right, well, go into any of the
What are you trying to pull up the link for?
My Discord. Are you in my Discord?
No. I was gonna say I can't help you there.
Let me guess. Are you one of those people that don't believe in Discord?
No, I have Discord and I have Telegram, but I don't never go on there.
How come you don't join? You don't. Listen, you have Discord and you don't. You have Discord and you don't even fucking.
I'll go and make sure that I'll go.
You don't join my Discord. That kind of hurts my feelings. Wow. We got some great people in the Discord. We got a couple people in the chat. We got PS out there. He's actually a Discord member, and he says, "What's up?" What does he say? Hey, Joe, are you working Saturday? Because I might be coming down to CGW so I can introduce myself. Yes, I will advise you. Saturday, I am running with a chicken with its head cut off. So I do work Saturdays, but just I'd love to meet you, man. Just if I'm out and about, just I'm not trying to be rude. I'm literally doing like 50,000 things at once. On Saturdays, it's like you know that game, that teacup ride at some amusement parks where you sit in and you just spin it while you're going around, and you spin the teacup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's me on a Saturday. I'm going in this direction. The shop and everything that goes around brings me in the other direction.
Yep.
What's going on?
Oh, shout out CNT.
CNT Designs. We're gonna have a new sign right there. Once that comes in, I can't wait. Question. Let's see. Ron Wayne says, any experience with Boudica?
Boudica?
Boudica? I don't know. I'm ignorant. Or gallery triggers. Yes, I've installed some gallery triggers before. Not that hard to install. I like them.
I have not had experience with either of them.
Gallery triggers is the trigger that I broke that G3C with. But also, here's another episode that I do want to talk about.
Nice segue there.
Yeah. Here's another episode I do want to talk about. Is mistakes that you make as a gunsmith. Like, I know with you, Cody, you probably won't have as much experience as me, but listen, I've effed up some stuff. And when I mean F up, like I've made some small mistakes that are clearly easy to be fixed. But at the time, I thought I just like lost my job. So there'll be like a funny stories podcast of stuff that I've messed up, how I fixed it.
Bloopers from the bench.
Yeah. I feel like that's going to be a very good show, a very good episode, a recurring episode.
Yeah, we'll just make it a segment instead of just an episode then. A recurring segment.
Yeah. We'll have an actual in this 15-minute segment, let's talk about what Joe has effed up this week. And I'm not saying I mess up stuff a lot. I just
Well, that's one of my favorite pieces of advice and quote from the great Mark Novak. And I'm pretty sure I heard you tell the same thing, to where he told you the same thing as well. That being a gunsmith, he's broken and effed up more stuff than either of us will ever touch. The key to being a good gunsmith, which again it transfers to any industry of fill in the blank, is being able to fix it when them mistakes happen, knowing how to fix those mistakes, and not just freak out and like end of the world, give up if something goes wrong. It's how do you overcome them obstacles and stuff, because they're going to come up. You could be doing stuff perfectly, all the time. Everything's exactly perfect by the book, no blemishes of whatever. Something's still going to happen, because Murphy's Law and all of that stuff, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. It just, there's still a such thing as factory defects, or, a batch of something might not be done right. Heat treatment might not be the right way. Something can crack. Something could have shifted in a mold, or whatever the case may be, to where something don't line up just right, to where even things that's supposed to be in spec, you're still going to have some of them little bumps come up that you have to fix.
Yeah. He told me, he's like, Joe, you got to break stuff. You really do. He's like, for you to learn, you got to break stuff. A lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah. I hate it, but that's the thing. I hate breaking stuff.
Well, and that's actually, it goes back to a conversation I just had recently with another one of our fellow gun tuber friends, about working on some stuff, especially like 80% and stuff, going towards the upcoming Makers match that is all about showing the home built and hobby gun builder community, when you don't have them things go wrong and everything goes right perfectly from the get-go, and then you come across something, you haven't came across that before. Until that comes up, you ain't going to know what to do to overcome that.
Yep. You don't know until you're faced with a situation where it's like, okay, now how can I learn?
And a lot of times, really, it's the simplest thing. It's just a matter of when it's happening to you that first time and not knowing, being ignorant of it. It feels like a much bigger deal than it actually is in the long run. And then once you've made it through that, you're like, oh, that was just a 5-minute fix, but it felt like, it turned into a 3-week thing,
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep, definitely. But, well, Cody, I think we did a pretty good first episode. We got a lot of great people in chat, by the way. Thank you, everybody that is tuned in. I figured, hey, we'll call this a little bit early just because I got editing to do. And
Mike again out there with a great comment.
Yep.
He's been killing it in the comments all night.
Yeah, Mike, Bob, Ron Wayne, trying to remember CNT Designs, PS is out there. A lot of people out there. Oh, look at that adorable dog.
Shout out to Chomper, the real swamp dog.
He pretty much just like, dude, hurry up, I gotta go.
he literally did. He brought his bone over here and said, come on, man, I want to play.
That's all right. But guys, thank you so much for watching tonight.
Deer leg, by the way.
That's a deer leg. Oh, look at you. Fancy. That's pinkies up right there. But please stay tuned. We're going to try and do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time, because Cody has to be in a different time zone like a weirdo. What's up with that?
Well,
man?
but then we reach out to, a broader audience area, But
who's on Central Time? Who really? Who's listening in Central Time? What is that?
Well, you consider that covers everything from Mississippi over to Texas. How many folks is over in Texas? That's quite a bit by itself. And then you cutting out everybody out of Arkansas and Kentucky.
Listen, I understand that Texarkana
Just
area.
because you want to focus on your New England cohorts and stuff,
No,
not
the
all
East
of us
Coast.
not all of us is up there in snow capital,
That doesn't mean snow capital. That also goes down to Florida. Okay, remember East Coast. All right, East Coast mother effer. Remember that from the 90s. Okay, bad boy for life. Okay.
Well,
For
trust you must
anybody
be
that's
talking
in,
about really West Texas.
yeah. Trust Dog, what's up, dude? Thank you for joining. But yeah, no, I like Aegis. I like Rod's comment. Mountain time is the only time.
The only time.
You're wrong. Listen, East Coast, baby. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys listening in. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday.
I think that was directed towards you.
I know, Luigi. Where you got to come by the shop, man. We're gonna have to. I'd love to get a picture with you, Luigi. You're in the chats all the time. If you're in the comments, and again, guys, if you guys ever see me at work, don't be afraid to come up and say hello to me. I will be kind of awkward because I'm a shy shut in that likes to stay in my shop, and I more because I'm an anxious little what, and I can't handle society because I'm just a hermit. But I have no problem. I'd love to shake your hand, say, hey, what's up? And, thank you for, support.
That's another thing too, especially I just want to touch on that real quick. What you mentioned for people that is interested in gunsmithing and wanting to try to get into the actual business side of things, that's something that a lot of folks might not consider just because they might be thinking about the bench time, but you're going to have a lot more interacting with folks, people to people communication and customer service that goes into it that you might not even be expecting when you're going into the business side of it.
Yep, you're gonna have more experience at a gun counter than at a gunsmith bench. But yeah, it honestly, I still learning because the trades I was in, I didn't really have that much customer interaction. I kind of threw my headphones in and did my thing. But when you're a department head,
I was gonna say that, but Rod put that out there for me.
Okay, bro, how can
you brag about the East Coast when they are mostly gun haters? LOL.
Wow, that hurts, man. That hurts to my core. Then we got my homies out there, Black Diamond Guns and
Diamonds.
Gear.
How's
What's
it going,
up?
Josh?
Man, coming in at the very end of the show. So yeah, next week it's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, the only right time, and then also 8 Central time, and we will be on Utreon.com. We're all gonna obviously we'll post a video to remind you guys. I'll talk about it on the Shooting the Woods podcast. Sunday there's no guest for the Shooting the Woods podcast. Monday we're gonna be having my friends from Bowden Tactical coming on the show. I'm pretty excited about that. But Sunday is guest to be determined. Excuse me, that's the beer kicking in. But
what time's your show again on Sunday?
Sunday is 7 p.m. Eastern time. The only good time. So, Cody, you and I both have started this show. How about this? You can close the show out because you kind of were the half-ass originator.
P.S. saying 9 p.m. a little late for these old folks.
But that's the thing. That's when the magic happens.
But yeah, as far as the show and stuff, I really appreciate y'all being so active out there and interested in stuff. That's really what we do on the show for in the first place, is for y'all viewers. So for y'all to give us shout outs of what kind of stuff y'all would like to see or like to be covered and stuff like that, that really comes in handy for upcoming episodes to be able to cover the things that y'all are actually interested in and not just be talking for an hour about random stuff. And as far as the actual builds and stuff go, we might actually go ahead and do some spin-off extra shows on the weekend to cover a specific build, like for the makers match coming up, you know, in just a couple of weeks specifically. Or if say, like I said, I forgot who it was. Someone had mentioned Mausers. I actually have a couple of Mausers and can actually do, you know, an episode or two just showing different things on that if, you know, people is interested in something.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Mike McLuhan out there, let's help get Swamp Dog to 1,000. Yes, let's get that Swampy to 1,000. Okay, you have to get me on a show sometime because I have so much Gorn I can show. Yes, we will definitely do that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I have to finish editing the 365 and 380 review, so you guys can watch that review, share it with all your friends, and blow that video up so I can get to 1 million subscribers overnight.
Wouldn't that be nice for
dude? Can you imagine if
us?
Can you imagine overnight 1 million subs? I would just be like, what
happened? That'd be like a reverse hack.
Yeah, I'd literally be like, where do I go from here? Like, screw the gold play button, screw the silver play button. I'd get the gold play button on top. Both play buttons would just show up, and I'd be like, what do I do here? Like, I don't know how to do this. But like, what's the problem here?
Yeah, and also, y'all, I'm gonna starting up the Swamp Talk show again tomorrow night, Thursday at 7. I'm gonna have a couple of
Oh damn! I'm losing track of time.
Wednesday, then the next day is Thursday. So,
well, listen. I don't want to hear it, man. You want to know the week I've had? So far than last week. I'm lucky if I still have pants on. Okay, let's just be happy about that.
He said you'll be good.
He's literally just like, dude, let's go outside. I gotta take a piss. So, all right, guys, have a good one,
y'all
everybody.
Take it easy, and I appreciate y'all showing up for the first episode. This has been great, and thank you again, brother, for coming on. And I look forward to the show doing well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Have a good one, guys.